what we do when we get into trouble, right? We have that fight or flight kind of mentality where we're like, okay, I am going to try to use all the previous experiences that I had into this moment and finding a way to get out of this situation or get on top of my opponent. And because it's a game of chess in a way as well. It is a dynamic sport. It's very mental, but it's also very physical. It's very emotional. It's very everything. It's everything. Because tennis is such a complete sport where it's, you know, it's one-on-one. There's no contact, but you're hitting that ball very hard with different spin, different rotations. You have the dimensions of the court where you have to place the ball, but you have to understand and you have to play thinking in advance. If I hit that shot, I have to calculate how quickly can I come back to the position that where the other guy cannot make a winner and win the point. So I'm playing that shot and I have to finish that shot, because if I pull my racket five millimeters before I'm supposed to finish it, it's going to be a mistake.
You're out of position.
So I have to finish
you'll be out of position.
But at the same time, I got to go back to the starting position where I'm able to take away the time and be in a better strategic position than my opponent. So it is a game and a sport that constantly challenges you on every level. So you have to think, but at the same time, you cannot overthink.
Right.
You have to find that golden balance, that fine line where everything flows automatically. When we are in the flow, we don't think. We just do. We just act. We are there. We are just being in the present moment, as you were elaborating on a few moments ago. That's the whole point or whole purpose of our human experience, I think, is to be present. And one of the most effective way to be present is through breathing. So that is how I try to get myself back in an optimal state of mind and body, through breath work, conscious breathing, whether it's just 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 breaths, depending on how much time I have, whether it's closing my eyes and just feeling myself being centered. And you have different techniques, we don't need to go into that now, but just conscious breathing, it's as simple as that. Another thing that I feel is very helpful to me and that can also translate to anything outside of tennis, right, and professional sport is also affirmations, right? Because when you think about affirmations or positive thinking, right, it's for people and for myself. When I started doing that, when someone told me, like, you should try to tell yourself, you're good, you're in the right state of mind, try to change the electrical frequency of your brain by repeating positive things, and not just by repeating them, but by feeling them until you start to feel them. You have not done the work, right? So I didn't really understand what that means. So I started to, when someone is chanting from the crowd the name of my opponent, I'm hearing my own name, and I have trained myself to that extent that I'm truly feeling that. And it's not only telling myself that, but I'm feeling that. But I have to train that all the time. So whenever I step onto the court, I look at the sky. I express my gratitude for being there. When I step on the court, I touch the court and I make that connection with my heart. And I feel that I'm one with the court. I imagine this huge energetical ray of space that connects the heavens and the court. And now this might sound very, mystical or something like that to a lot of people, but this is what I truly do and I feel.